The next thing we're going to talk about is graphing ratios. So we've discussed how to do a ratio, we've discussed a ratio table, and now we're going to go into graphing. So before we can start graphing, we have to go through a few notes. So here's my graphing notes. Graphing is an ordered pair, and the ordered pair is x comma y. And x is always the first value, y is the second value. In addition to that, you're going to have this where they cross each other. That's called the coordinate plane. And we'll get into more of that later on in the year. But here you have an ordered pair, x comma y. X is always the first value, and it's going to go left to right. Left to right. It's going to go this way. Later on, you're going to have negative numbers, but today we're only doing positive. And then y is always the second value, and y goes up and down, okay? So if you have a point, 2, 3. Ooh, okay. So you'll start where the two lines cross, this point right here, which is actually called the origin, and it's the point 0, 0. And then you're going to move to the right 2, and then up 2, and place a point. So you'll see how this works. So here we go. So you start here at this spot where it crosses, which is the origin. Move 2 to the right, 2 up, and your point goes right here at 2, 3. And you actually don't want to keep these lines. I'm just showing you it so you can see where it goes. And this is actually what it looks like. You just put the point. So this is my point 2, 3. So remember, the first value is the x, and it goes left to right. For this one, it's only going to go right. And then the 3 is the second value, and that's going to go up. So you go up to here. So now let's actually look at our example. So here's our example. It says the Pizzeria Remy's account $3 for every 5 pizzas she orders. Complete the ratio table below and then graph the ratios. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to complete the ratio table. So you can see this goes from 5 to 10. So you want to multiply by 2. That's going to be 5 times 2 is 10. So 3 times 2 is 6. So that's our first one. Then you can see 5 times 4 is 20. 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times 5 is 25. And 3 times 5 is 15. So we finished our ratio table. Now that we're done with that, we need to look and see what are our ordered pairs. And the ordered pairs are basically, they just go from this one to this one. The pizzas are our x value. The credit is our y value. So x comma y. You need the parentheses when you do an ordered pair, and you need the comma, or else it is not an ordered pair. If you just have the 2 with a comma, then it's just 2 numbers. But when you have those parentheses, everybody knows it's an ordered pair. So let's write the rest of our ordered pairs. So 10, 6 with the parentheses around it, 20, 12, and 25, 15. Now that we have that done, we're going to actually graph it out. So we're going to graph out our first one. So my first point is 5, 3. But before I can actually graph it, I have to think, what are my scale? You might be like, what is a scale? So scale is how much am I going to increase by? And you have to write down your scale, or I'm not going to know if you did it right. So I'm going to go do my scale on my x values is going to be by 5s, and my y's are going to be by 2s. You can do your scales however you want. This is just the way I chose to do it. So first I'm going to do 5, 3. So I'm going to go over 5 and then up 3, and I put my point right there. Okay? Then I do the 10, 6, and I'm going to actually show you how I do it. So I start at the origin 0, 0. I go over to 10, then I go up to 6, and I put my point there. There we go. There's 10, 6. And you can see it's right there, okay? And then I keep on doing my dots, and then I do 20, 12, 25, 15. Now, if you did the dots in the right way, what should happen once you get them all there is you get a line like this. Look at that. They all line up on this line. And so there is my line, and that shows that I did it right. This is going to be what we call a linear relationship, which you find out about later on. So now that I have my things, I can go and answer the question. So it says, how much credit will she have after ordering 15 pizzas? So what I am going to do is I'm going to look at the 15 here, and I'm going to go up, and I'm going to see where is it at the y value, and I can see it's 10. So this is how I'm going to show you it. I'm going to show you it. Here's the 15. I go straight up to the line, and then I go across, and that's how I get the $10. You can also look at the ratios, but you can also look at a table. So now it says, how much will she have after 40? So I look at 40. I'm going to go straight up, which it doesn't meet with the graph, but that's okay. I'll show you how it works, okay? So you go straight up to 40, and then you're going to go across, and actually it'll probably be a little bit further up, but it's going to be 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So it's not exactly perfect, but it's going to be 24, and you can look at the ratio table for that. So this is how you find out if it is, if you have a graph instead of a table, how to figure it out. So if I said, how much credit will she have after 15 pizzas? Well, all right, we already did 15, sorry. How much credit will she have after 20 pizzas? Which we already have, because you can see you go up to 20 across and it's 12. What if I said how much credit after 30 pizzas? So I can go up to 30 and go across, and it's going to be 18. So that is another way to do it. So let's go and let's practice our graphing.